Okay, let's give you guys some more practice. So find the limit of this. Find the limit of this as h tends to 0. So press pause and have a go. Okay, so let's try and check it. So as h tends to 0, this thing here is going to head towards 1, and then as h tends to 0, this thing here is going to be 1. So 1 take away 1, that would be 0, and then as h tends to 0, this will so here you've got 0 over 0. It will be an indeterminate form, so you can apply L'Hopital's rule. So applying L'Hopital's rule, differentiate this, that will then give you this. Differentiate this, that will then give you this. So now let's check it again. As h tends to 0, this is going to head towards 1. 1 take away 1, that will be 0. And then as h tends to 0, this thing here is going to be 0. Here you've got 0 over 0. It's an indeterminate form, so you can apply L'Hopital's rule again. So differentiate it. So applying L'Hopital's rule, differentiate this, that will then give you this. Differentiate this, that will then give you this. Now let's check it. As h tends to 0, this is going to head towards 1 over 2. So your answer here is 1 over 2. So if you get a graph plotter and plot this, as you head towards 0, you are heading towards a half. Okay, so this is your final answer. So next question. So find the limit of this as find the limit of this as x tends to infinity. So press pause and have a go. Okay, this one's actually quite straightforward, because imagine this as being one bubble here. As x tends to infinity, you've got one thing plus another thing. Well, this thing here is going to be massive in comparison to this x squared here. So you can pretty much ignore this thing here. Now let's look at the denominator. As x tends to infinity, you've got this thing, take away this thing. Well, as x tends to infinity, this thing is going to be massive. This thing here is going to be next to nothing in comparison to this. So for the denominator, you can pretty much ignore this. For the numerator, you can pretty much ignore this. So visualize it like this. You've got one thing divided by another thing. As x tends to infinity, this is going to be negligible. This is going to be negligible. So in effect, you have something along this line here. So this thing here is actually 1 as x tends to infinity. So the limit here is actually 1. So if you get a graph plotter and plot this, get a graph plotter and plot this. As you head towards infinity, you are actually heading towards this level here, which is this level here, which is 1. Okay? Even if you have something like this to the power of 3 or to the power of 10, if you look at this here, this is nothing in comparison to this. In the future, I will explain why that is. You should have a gut instinct that when you have this plus this is going to be much bigger than this as x tends to infinity. Okay?